Well, welcome to the Truvisionaries 2026. Today, I'm here with our main man, John Hildebrand. John, how are you?
Well, I'm glad I got the memo to wear the red, both matching twins, brothers from a different mother. I'm great.
Always so great to see you, my friend. And yeah, today felt like a red day for both of us, clearly. John, I'm going to ask you 3 rapid-fire questions that our audience need to know. Tell me, to start us off, how and why did you get started in the short-term rental space?
So how I got started in short-term rental, the quick answer is we moved over 20 times as a kid growing up. So we kind of just naturally started learning real estate, fell in love with the whole process of real estate, looking, buying the house, making it look nice, fell in love with that. My brother got into real estate. Him and I bought a house for short-term and no clue we were doing. And that's what literally took it off. I love being creative as a photographer. I love design. Didn't really know anything about short-term rental or hospitality. And then I just went all in. That's kind of like the fast version of how I got started.
Yeah. And given your wealth of knowledge and your deep love of the industry, I think you're going to have a smart answer for our audience here. What is the one thing most hosts are not doing that they should start doing today?
Man, good question. One thing that hosts aren't doing that they should be doing, I would say from day one, is making sure you have all your systems in place. Obviously, guest screening is hugely important, and protecting your investment. I think a lot of people are so worried about the bookings and they forget about protecting their investment or their homeowners. So get all your systems really dialed in: guest screening, cameras, noise monitors, the right insurance. That is something people just don't talk about enough. That would be my number one thing for sure.
That must be something you must lean quite heavily into if you're trying to win like a boutique hotel deal or something of that nature, right? This ability to put together a system that's going to make their property ultimately safe, right?
For sure. I feel like the systems are getting better and better. So take advantage of those systems. I mean, you and I know when we first started, there was not many systems. So now take advantage of it. It just becomes less of the hustle and bustle and more of just getting your systems really dialed in, smoother communication, guest experience, better pricing, all that good stuff. It'll let you survive the burnout when that happens.
It's good advice, John. It's good advice. Tell us, what do you think is going to happen next in the industry this year and beyond?
I think in short-term rentals for 2026, 2 major things come to mind. I think the gap between an average host just randomly throwing their place up on short-term rental sites and the professional hosts the gap is going to be a lot thinner. I think more professional hosts are going to step up. I think the ones that are just doing this part-time are going to get burnt out and not be able to keep up. They're not going to get booked. They're not going to make any money. They're going to have a couple of issues. So hopefully, as a whole, the industry becomes more professionalized. That would be awesome. And then obviously 2026 is another huge year, I believe, for regulations really cracking down and more hosts getting together to write those bills and what they look like and how are we going to protect our future.
Yeah, I think it's unfortunately something we do have to talk about quite significantly, isn't it? Is this idea of regulation. Clearly, you've seen it change. Do you feel that we are right now in a position where still we are being ignored by policymakers? Or, for example, in the example of Arizona, do you feel that you're starting to make traction?
Well, if there's one thing I learned about regulations is don't ever get too comfortable, because the minute you get too comfortable, something else will happen. The last couple of years, we've been pretty lucky in Arizona and got some pretty good bills. But yesterday, we just got announced a bunch of new bills and we had no say in any of them. Nobody even reached out to us, and they're trying to tax short-term rentals even more. And they're attaching affordable housing to it, of course. So yeah, I was making a bunch of news press yesterday, and now it's full speed ahead again. We got to get our group together. We got to talk to the governor and see what we can do about these bills.
John, my friend, thank you so much for your time today.